What's going on, everybody? Dave Mitchell here, voice of Autism, episode 105. And happy Saturday night. And for those people who don't know, we put our clock back an hour, so we gain an hour of sleep later on tonight, or technically around 1. So, yeah. So, daylight saving times, if I can remember, either end or begin. But, yeah. But it's crazy now. Been crazy busy week. Also, been doing a little homework for class. Also, I have a resume that I've been doing, or check with a job application for Walmart. So yeah, and you gotta probably wonder why I'm wearing a short-sleeved shirt today when it's cold outside. That's because I did not went outside today that much. Maybe did for about a minute to 2 minutes, but it was cold out there. I will admit that. But it might be a cold winter here. But also, me and my lovely fiance Velvar are doing great. If you guys want to go to my fiance YouTube channel, the link to her YouTube channel down below. But yeah, but I got some special stuff to show you right short in the live stream if you guys want to see them. But yeah, okay, let me get to first thing. But yeah, it's been a crazy week now. I have not fully completed the application for Walmart yet. I'm slowly doing it, but yeah, now I'm not gonna talk about the food line over here because my little sister and my brother girlfriend both work there, and the people that run the place treated them like crap, and my little sister had an anxiety attack. They really treated her horribly. So me being autistic or on the autism spectrum, that can really fuck me over. So no, I'm not getting involved at a place that would treat people like crap. But yeah, so that out of the option. I'm not taking that chance. So no. But it obsoletes for right now. So I cannot try going to the food line over here either because yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's crazy on what's been going on. Being that I think I need a software update on my phone. What's it say? It's been acting up lately, and I think because I needed software, probably because I met a software update with that do happen. Like literally, you have to think about it. But yeah, I don't know why, but it's been happening for a while now. Ooh, being that I would call something out for being equivalent to animal abuse or abuse of dog training with ABA therapy. You gotta know for a while I've been talking about that. But yeah. What is my phone? I don't know what with it, but Facebook acting up on my phone right now. But yeah. Well, because I have not been on it for almost a few days, you know. Not probably the reason why. But yeah. Hmm. But yeah. It's crazy. But I have it called it's it out for what it is. Like I got a good feedback with Socken, if you guys know what I mean. But yeah. Mm-hmm. It's crazy in a way. Hmm. Art design choice. But yeah. Facebook will kind of act up. But it now tried to get back to normal. But yeah. Hmm. Interesting design choice, but yeah, it's crazy. Now, I will probably start rail fanning early tomorrow morning, so yeah. But it's crazy, but did know I am a little tired because of how busy I've been, so yeah. You know, like literally, I've been so busy lately. It's crazy. Let me turn. There we go. Oh, that better. Oh. Not more of Blue Wax. Oh, and a few days ago, I did call the big game locomotive again. With something that I will admit was amazing. That locomotive, yeah. Now, the second time I caught that locomotive, if you guys don't know. But, yeah. I gotta be honest, my spine kind of hurt. Ooh. But, yeah. 1 minute, guys. There we go. I had to. My bad habit is scoot it up. But yeah. Oh, and I have my laptop or my computer right here. So yeah. If you guys been wondering for almost a year. But yeah. That'd be crazy. That's funny. Somebody put a Gatorade, or not Gatorade, but a Monster Energy logo right on. Your guy got a lot of to put on the freaking team locomotive. Gatorade, not Gatorade, Monster Energy is sponsored by Team Locomotive. Get it? But yeah. But it's crazy on what's been going on. I want to get to something I have planned to talk about. Some of it might be from Halloween, but 2 days ago. So yeah. Oh, sorry about the yarn. Now let me get everything set up. Being that I did a post talk about how bad ABA therapy was.
When your autistic teenager, A, actually wants to trick or treat after years of preferring to hand out candy. B, has an excellent idea for a costume, and C, asks mom to post it on FB in the group with the autistic adults that are always on my side when you ask them questions. D, for me. Thank you for this group. Y'all have straightened me out when I was wrong, supported my decisions when I was right, and gave me the courage to let her go. Letting her go resulted in her dropping to AB in science because I refused to keep bugging her to study. Telling her that the next hotel visit will be her doing all the talking while I go sit down in the lobby, instead of me talking over her, instead of hovering to help her get the words out. And a bunch of other stuff. Thanks, y'all. Image description: teenage autistic girl in homemade Halloween costume. Red shirt with lightning bolt that says, "Autism is my superpower," red cape, red mask, white tutu. Hands on hips in a proud pose and a bright smile.
Okay, now here, kicker. If you guys don't know my mom, Jill tell my business. She tell me not to say it. And she just brought out to everybody that I have autism. Really. My mom still do that. It's very unprofessional. It was very rude. And I'm 21. Yeah. It gets fucking annoying. But my mom do that to me. Literally. And Jane is that she want me to be better social and do better out there. She need to quit doing it to me. Stop hovering over me. And I'm finally starting to get that to her. It's very hard.
Sleo Facts Exploding Head. Did you know? You can't give yourself a sign name, you have to wait until one is offered to you by a member of the deaf community. Person tipping hand wrapped gift right arrow person raising hand. These names aren't just given out to anyone, they are a rite of passage into the deaf community. A name sign means you're an active ASL user who is worthy of being more than BOB, or LYDIA, finger spelled. To have a name sign means you are officially part of the deaf world. Source.
That is true right there. Like what I said on my phone, is that it's true. And that was from my fiance Bill, who says you need to warn signing with SAAP. That kind of funny. But yeah, that's something that I have been amazing. Now let's go to the next thing to talk about.
Hey friends. So I have started a club at my university for neurodivergent students to have a place of belonging and to educate NTs on ND issues. Any ideas for social, service, outreach, or fundraising events? Thus far we have 12 members, 5 executive, and a faculty sponsor, although we aren't university official yet. We have our first exec MTG 11 over 1 and first general MTG 11 sevenths, so ideas you have would be appreciated. Autistic and holistic responses equally valued.
That's right. Right there. If we don't get this stuff out there, we're going to be abused towards the autistic community. It's something that we have a hard time with because of how people treat us. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah.
Relevant to this story, I am autistic and was in segregated classes in middle and high school.
Okay, here kicker. I went in segregated classes myself too. My mom don't think of it that way, but if she sees it from my point of view, then she will understand. But she is hard headed. But this is actually a true fact.
School. I'm a student teacher at a middle school. There is one class here which is specifically for autistic students. They still go on Rotary, but their homeroom class is the Autism class. It's not known by that name, but that's what it is. This frustrates me. It's just more exclusion. The other day, kids did presentations to the whole grade, 8 in this case, on their goals for the year. One of the kids from the autism class said that one of her goals was to make more friends on Rotary, because I am very lonely. It absolutely broke my heart because I know that very specific feeling very well. Not just loneliness but segregation by class alongside social isolation within the turmoil of the early teenage years. It's a very particular brand of loneliness and it really sucks. I'm only at this school for another 2 weeks. I'm wondering if there's anything I can or should do while I'm here, either to change things or just to give these kids some hope or some tools for survival. I would hate to leave here and do nothing.
That's true. If you guys don't know, I fought back against segregating in high school. It still happened until I graduated. But it was horrible. Like, disgusting. And they even got away with it. Like, literally. Like, how could this shit happen? And the answer is because of ignorant people, corporations, and all of that.
ABBA Master Post. Read the entire post. If you've been tagged here, it's because your entry questions are something you have commented, posted, etc. about has prompted us to give you some more education on ABBA. All the anti-ABBA resources we have will be posted here. Let's start with the obvious, the Great Big ABBA Opposition Resource List. Web links. Blog, the 11th of August 2019, the Great Big ABBA Opposition Resource List. Next, have a link to another post full of resources, https://www. Facebook.com, groups, Ask an Autistic, permalink, 724,166,698,038,578. To summarize the evils of ABBA short and succinctly. ABBA is child abuse. ABBA uses aversives such as verbal disapproval, planned ignoring, spanking, withholding of toys, comfort items, food, slaps, restraints, and even electric shocks. ABBA ignores a child's consent, which can lead to lifelong issues with comprehending consent, which can lead children to ignore another person's bodily autonomy, and more importantly can lead them to become victims of sexual or other forms of abuse. ABBA is conversion therapy, founded on the same principles as gay conversion therapy but with more tortuous methods. Autistics who have been in ABBA are 86% more likely to develop PTSD than their peers that never experienced ABBA. ABBA is usually extremely intensive. Most children are forced to participate 25 to 40 hours per week, sometimes on top of school and sometimes in place of an education, meaning the child gets no actual education. ABBA is an expensive scam. The creator of ABBA intended for children to be afraid of the therapists and their parents, which he actually said in one of his published journal articles. The Association for Behavior Analysis International, ABAI, who oversees the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, BACB, endorses torturing autistic children with electric shocks, which have been denounced and called torture tactics by the United Nations, UN, and the U.S. Food Drug Administration, FDA. ABBA therapy worsens any possible volatility in children and makes them unable to handle stimuli, causing more and more unpredictable meltdowns. Behavior technicians, analysts, therapists certified by BACB do not have any training. They are typically hired with only a GED or diploma, no college, and get no formal training of any kind. They are then encouraged to directly harm children and lie to parents about it. Your child's ABBA does not have to tick all of these boxes to be abusive. If even one of these applies to the care your children are getting, and if they are in ABBA, at least one of them does, they are enrolled in an abusive program that will traumatize them.
This to prove how abusive ABA therapy is. I gone through it. Oh, somebody just tried to call me. I am. But yeah, it did prove my point how abusive ABA therapy is. Check I need to get the post out there and spread word about it. But I can get it to the Autism News Network. More aware and get it or not more aware. Much more we get this stuff out there, much more this stuff will end. Like literally, like if we want stuff like this to stop, like the abuse, we need to end it. Like literally, because it getting to the point where it's that bad. But yeah. And I noted it's something ironic. I noted like I do not like sitcom or not sitcom, but TV shows that are like on cartoon channels that are made to look funny but are really not. And it's something I'm just going to bring up. It's exactly out there on them TV show a narcissistic, toxic type of parenting and stuff that go on that not narcissistic and toxic people think funny, but people like us, we do not think funny. People who are toxic and all the above do think of it. So, yeah. But it did prove my point how disgusting and horrifying it is. Like, literally, just think about it. It may be crazy, but it's actually true. It did lead to ABA therapy because people who are who do this job are toxic, and I mean toxic, and are narcissistic. It's horrible. Like, just think about it.
Need some help to argue with people not willing to admit they have just used a backpedaling term to describe the same false situation as mental age. All the counterproofs they have shown so far are just adding to the impression that it is rebranded mental age theory. Please remain rational and logical in your responses. P.S. I know this is fetal alcoholic syndrome, but still. Web links.
That's true. I'm on his side with that.
Human development from birth to adulthood takes a long time. In neurotypical persons, this development tends to follow a coherent, predictable timeline, in which immature status is followed by greater and greater maturity, until adulthood. Among neurodiverse individuals, the term dysmaturity describes a status where developmental gaps exist between chronological and developmental age in different.
Okay, here, Jane. I'll bring it up real quick. It only happens because of the ableistic and how they segregate and treat it wrong. If we get rid of that, this word would become obsolete that quick. Literally. Just think about it.
Domains, such as using language, comprehending the communication of others, interpersonal skills, problem solving, etc. In many persons with FASD, development in some domains peaks, in chronological adulthood, at a younger level than that of the neurotypical person. This graphic illustrates how, in FASD, an affected individual may express dysmaturity differently in several developmental domains.
13. If you did think about all discriminating we get in our community, it will prove the point that I talk about. And here another post from 2 days ago for Halloween.
Post your costumes to TAA, I'd love to see them. A whole bunch of pics already. Feels like I'm trick-or-treating the first time in decades. This is fun. Jack-o'-lantern guitar musical notes. Web links.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Whew. Feeling a little tired, but it's crazy. Oh, we have something here. I never expected this from our president. You guys know I have a distaste for Donald Trump. I have a distaste for him, but it kind of sucked me. And I'll be honest, I have mixed feelings right now because of it.
All children grow up and become adults, and children with autism then lose their education services. But autism is a lifetime neurological disorder, and adults with autism continue to need their services. Prez. Trump smile.
Yeah, Trump did something outreach talking good for the autistic community. I was not expecting that at all. Like, Jesus Christ. That's something I did not expect to happen at all. Like, literally, just think about it. Okay, here's the video from ABC.
At Verizon,
we're building the most powerful 5G experience for America.
Sorry about the ad, but yeah. I'll be honest, ads are like cancer. They are every fucking layer. I'll be honest about that. Even in video, like they were not that bad back a few years ago. Now, Jesus Christ, they're bad. Oh, well, I need to open it in the internet to get the full thing down because I have a reader that will read it out. You guys already know I use, but that really did shock me because I did not even expect that. Like, really? Holy crap. I still have mixed feelings. Literally, like, I still have mixed feelings on him. Literally, because but it was either him or Hillary Clinton, and I know for a fact, I'm not trying to be critical, we would probably be dealing with a Holocaust a lot sooner if it was with Hillary Clinton, because her ties with autism speaks. So yeah. There's something up with Trump that I really feel sketchy about. But this was something I was not expecting from him. Wow. With giving mixed feelings was, I'm just saying, what the crap.
Trump signs $1.8 billion autism funding bill. By Aaron Shoemaker. October 2nd, 29. Chip Somodevala, Getty Images, file. President Donald Trump signed the Autism Collaboration, Accountability, Research, Education and Support Act (CARES) into law Monday, which allocates $1.8 billion in funding over the next 5 years to help people with autism spectrum disorder and their families. Advertisement. More, 5-year-old with autism reportedly punished for hugging his classmate. Family says. The problem of aging out of services is a real hurdle every parent or caretaker of a child with autism inevitably faces. Rep. Chris Smith, RNJ, who sponsored the bill, said in a statement, all children grow up and become adults, and children with autism then lose their education services.
Well, I'm autistic, but we are so discriminated against. We don't even have a fighting future unless we get rid of this discriminating ableism. And we need to work toward that. That's thing that I say we need to work towards. I can support some, but it gives me mixed feelings.
Autism then lose their education services. But autism is a lifetime neurological disorder, and adults with autism continue to need their services. Donald J. Trump. Heavy check mark at real Donald Trump. Today, I was proud to sign the Autism Cares Bill. We support research for Americans with autism and their families. You are not forgotten. We are fighting for you.
Now, this is the part because fighting for it? Really? Really? Look, we are so discriminated against. You're trying. Did really get me concerned because I have mixed feelings about this.
The funding, which backs autism research and autism-related support programs, will also prioritize grants for rural and underserved areas. More, Autism, explained. Approximately 1 in every 59 children has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The developmental disability, which is characterized by social, communication, and behavioral problems, is 4 times more prevalent in males than in females. New Jersey has a higher than average autism rate, with 1 in 34 children diagnosed with the disorder. While the reason for that high rate isn't known, one explanation could be the state's robust screening and diagnostic services.
You're saying autism is not a disease. But yeah, like autism is not a disease. It's not an epidemic. There are so many people out there that make it look like an epidemic. It's horrifying. It's disturbing to a point. Then you have those people who literally segregate her, bully her, you fear against her. It's so horrifyingly wrong. It's not right. Like, literally. Then you have people who use our being us autistic, our disability, or like our mental disability against us, or use it as motivational porn with disgusting. It really pisses my gear off when this stuff happens.
To me, it's also the Philippines' response to Hachiko due to her love for her lovely dog.
I remember that one, but yeah. I don't do just American, I do around the world. Stuff that go on. Because I know for a fact, if we don't get our stuff out there and what really happens, then stuff will keep on happening. Like, yes. Like, there is so much abuse out there toward our community. It's horrifying. Like, we are so segregated, it's bad. And they get away with it all the time. Like literally, I'll do that one next week. But it's so horrifying wrong. I'm surprised that stuff like this have not been called out for what it really is. But yeah, and how bad people do horrible stuff against us. Oh, there, helicopter. Oh, here's something. But I may be on the autism spectrum, but I say myself autistic.
OMG, please. F asterisk CK me. Grimacing face person face palming male sign grimacing face person face palming male sign grimacing face. Autism talk and their regular BS posts.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And be at me propaganda. We're talking about this right here. Oh, fell friend of mine. Well, let me. But yeah, fellow rail friend of mine. I will be doing some rail fanning later on this week. Now, I'll just say that it will be slowing down. And the reason why, because it's job advocating, because it's up getting busier for me, even though the days are getting shorter. So it's going to be a little bit harder for me. So, yeah. That's the reason why. But just a crazy propaganda that I am calling out for what it is. Well, if you guys know propaganda, it's up an idea I don't think are right. But yeah. But let's get started on to one.
Study first evidence of immune response targeting brain cells in autism. Save. Share 4. Brain scan YouTube capture. Evidence of T lymphocyte attack on specific brain cells could explain more than half of all cases of autism and provide potential therapeutic targets. Autism spectrum disorders affect 1 in 59 American children by age 8. With no known quantitative biological features, autism diagnoses are currently based on expert assessments of behavioral symptoms, including impaired.
Okay, here, Gene. This is fucking propaganda right here.
Symptoms, including impaired social skills and communication, repetitive behaviors, and
They are ableistic way that people think of autistic people like us. Like, you can know somebody who is on the autism spectrum, and you might not even know that they are autistic.
repetitive behaviors and restricted interests.
Fucking lie.
In a paper published in Annals of Neurology, Matthew P. Anderson, MD, PhD, a physician scientist at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, BIDMC, and colleagues report the presence of cellular features consistent with an immune response targeting specialized brain cells in more than 2/3 of autistic brains.
Well, she is my fiance now. Me and her are engaged. So we moved past the girlfriend and boyfriend stage. And she'll be coming from the Philippines here to the US later on, right before New Year's Eve. So, yes. But yeah, me and her. Thank you. But yeah. Now here at Scene, for people who have been watching my video, no, I do not support Autism Speak for all the horrible stuff that they did to the autistic community. But Autism Speak tried to sue a 14-year-old autistic girl who made a parody about them. Talk about intervention for annoying normal people. It would both be a parody about them.
Analyze postmortem. These cellular characteristics, not previously observed in autism, lend critical new insight into autism's origins and could pave the way to improved diagnosis and treatment for people with this disorder.
It fucking
While further
wanted
research is
propaganda.
needed, determining the neuropathology of autism is an important first step to understanding both its cause.
Okay, this right here is propaganda. For people who don't know, our community been attacked so many times by neurotypical people who are not autistic, who say that they're supporting us when they're really not. They are trying to get rid of us, trying to kill it like the Nazi tried doing to the Jews. So technically, we are dealing with the same thing that Jewish people had to deal with back in World War II. And we're technically going through a civil rights movement for the autistic community right now. And I'm fighting for equal rights, treated right, and acceptance. It's very hard for our community because of all the ableistic bullying, segregation, all that stuff that our community deal with. Literally, it's so bad in our schools. Kids and people who are autistic, like me, we don't hardly get an education. Like, here's something fucked up. They did not even did education for us when I was in elementary school. They teach us the damn same fucking thing every day. Nothing else. Literally. And some of the stuff that they teach was for little 5-year-olds. I know what, 9, 8 at the time. It took me figuring out how to use a computer I actually use the computer to learn myself. So yeah. And technically, it's so fucked up. It's actually like everybody else don't treat it like human. They treat it like aliens. Treat it like we're not human. Like, I'm very talented. Like, people like us are very talented. But we get treated so wrong. Like, by Autism Speak. Like, if you guys remember back a couple months ago before I moved into the new house, I'll be moving out of and to California before New Year's Eve. So I'll be in California before New Year's Eve, but I'll be still here after Christmas. So technically between Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, I'll be moving to California. But the thing is that I showed the commercial that they made back in 2012 called I Am Autism, that called autism worse than AIDS and cancer. They said it will ruin a marriage, will ruin a lot of stuff. It's so horrifying that they do this stuff to us, and they even had to fucked up propaganda documentary called I Am Autism, or not I Am Autism, Autism Every Day, where they had a mother who said she would have committed suicide with her autistic daughter driving off the Washington State Bridge. And no reason why she did not was because of her normal daughter who did not have autism, who was not autistic. That's telling you how they're trying to make an autistic feel bad about herself being autistic and having autism. They want to make her feel bad. And here, specific on most autistic people. We don't shortly live past 30 or 40. We got them very short lifespans because of the all the ableistic bullying, it may either suicide, medical, or even our people who do caregiving for us or Noah. Like, if you guys remember that person who set a bomb off back last year in 2018, if I can remember, in North Carolina, with a dad because he literally found out his wife was dating another guy and he found out that his son had autism. He killed his son and the other person in that car with was disgusting. It was not right. It was so fucked up. And they just simply walked along and did not call it out for what it was. And if it were not for that fucking ad that Autism Speak put out back in 2012, or that fucking propaganda documentary, I guarantee that little 2-year-old boy would have been still alive today if it wasn't for that. Yeah, if it wasn't for his fucking dad, he would have been still a fucking alive. That's how fucking propaganded and segregated and how wrong they treat up people who are autistic. It's so wrong, it's not even funny. Hey, well, thank you for that, man. That made me feel better, but this stuff need to get out there because if we don't get it out there, the stuff that happened will keep on happening. Literally.
Causes and potential treatment, said Anderson, who is chief of neuropathology in the Department of Pathology at BIDMC and an associate professor of pathology at Harvard Medical School. Investigators typically aim potential treatments at specific pathologies in brain diseases, such as the tangles and plaques that characterize Alzheimer's disease and the Lewy bodies seen in Parkinson's. Until now, we have not had a promising target like that in autism. Anderson was examining brains donated to Autism BrainNet, a nonprofit tissue bank, when he noticed the presence of paravascular lymphocyte cuffs, an accumulation of immune cells surrounding blood vessels in the brain. He also noted mysterious bubbles or blisters that scientists call blebs accumulating around these cuffed blood vessels. Anderson and colleagues subsequently found these blebs contained debris from a subset of brain cells called astrocytes. Not previously linked to autism, paravascular lymphocyte cuffing is a well-known indicator of chronic inflammation in the brain. Lymphocyte cuffs in the brain are telltale signs of viral infections or autoimmune disorders. But the pattern Anderson observed did not match any previously documented infection or autoimmune disorder of the brain. In the brains Anderson examined, the cuffs were subtle but distinct. I've seen enough brains to know you shouldn't see that, he said. To find out if the paravascular lymphocyte cuffs in this sample of autistic brains were linked to autism spectrum disorder, Anderson and colleagues compared 25 brains from donors diagnosed with the disorder to 30 brains from neurotypical brain donors. These neurotypical control cases were selected to approximate the age range and medical histories of the autism group. Present in more than 2/3 of the autistic brains, paravascular lymphocyte cuffing significantly surpassed that in the control cases. In a second set of experiments, Anderson's team determined that the paravascular cuffs were made up of killer T cells, a subset of immune cells responsible for attacking and killing damaged, infected or cancerous cells or normal cells in autoimmune diseases. With no apparent evidence of viruses known to infect the brain, the presence of these tissue-attacking immune cells throughout the autistic brain suggested one of two scenarios, explained Anderson. Either the T cells are reacting normally to a pathogen such as a virus, or they are reacting abnormally to normal tissue, the definition of an autoimmune disorder. With this new research, we haven't proved causality, but this is one clue in support of the idea that autism might be an autoimmune disorder, just like multiple sclerosis is thought to be, said Anderson. In future research, Anderson and colleagues will work to develop a genetically engineered animal model of this T lymphocyte cuffing neuropathology in which to conduct studies to determine mechanism as well as cause and effect. The team also plans to search for biomarkers, a measurable diagnostic signature in patients' urine or blood or other tissues that may be used to identify these newly documented cellular features in living patients. In turn, these biomarkers could one day assist clinicians in the diagnosis and long-term care of people with autism.
It took me propaganda and give. It took me propaganda to a point where they wanted to get rid of. Literally, it's still to that point that they wanted to get rid of, but it's not as severe as it was back over a decade ago. Over a decade ago, it was much worse. Like literally much worse. So yeah. But it's surprising that they still get away with shit like this. And it all a fraud, a scam, or technically worse yet, they're doing it to get rid of us. Like in Finland, or not, it's happy in Finland, if I can remember, or let me check. It's that country up near Russia. Let me check on Google Maps. I can't remember the name of it. But this country, they have a prenatal test where they have not had any people born with Down syndrome this year, and it because of a prenatal test. And that disturbed me because I already knew it a bad thing because one, that mean oh, it's Norway, if I can remember, or Finland. It had to be the countries right here up in this area right here. I can't remember, but they did a prenatal test where no kid were born with Down syndrome, which I found terrifyingly not good. Because they get, I'll be honest, people who have Down syndrome get discriminated a lot worse than autistics. Literally, they get discriminated against and treated differently. That's how bad it is for people who don't realize. And I think it got into a point where in the next few years there's going to be a holocaust of people who have Down syndrome. So I think you're going to have it to them first, and then you're going to have it to people who are autistic. Because of ignorant parents who are bad. And it's going to get to the point where it's very bad in a way. And if we want to stop it, we gotta fight against it prenatal stuff. Make it where they can't get a prenatal test until the last few weeks before baby is born. We'll make it where they can't have an abortion to protect the people who are not normal. To give them a life. Literally, because if you guys don't know, the Nazi, if a baby was born with a disability or a mental one, if they get old enough where signs are there, they will slaughter them. They actually did that to babies, kids, when Nazis were in power. And there are countries like China that do it, but only to people that they see unfit. It's even worse in North Korea. But if a person autistic there, they will enslave them or brainwash them into a mindless slave, thinking what they're doing is great for a nation and not for themselves. Like, they will do stuff for their country, but not for their health and safety. So technically, they're brainwashed slaves, which scared crap out of me. Because the only reason why I know that is because I have a friend who came from China who said they will never go back. And I asked them the reason why, and they told me because of what happened to their older brother who was autistic. And it deserved me. It deserved me to crap where I made it, oh, never go to China. And I've seen that anybody who is autistic here at a young age who go there might end up getting kidnapped and used for the army. Because I noted the people in their army are like brainwashed. I noted that they are autistic, like me and other people. Like every autistic is not the same, but you can tell when somebody autistic, not by look or technically. Let me go back. You can't even tell that somebody autistic. Only autistic people can tell from their own kind. And I noticed from people in the video how they are. Not even American soldiers act like them. Like, it disturbed me. I will never go to China. With the reason why I stand for free Hong Kong. But China, bad with human rights. It's bad. But yeah. And I don't know how they get away with this stuff. Like, literally. It's so messed up, but they get away with it. Feels sketchy, but yeah. I don't know how they keep getting away with it. But yeah, it's so messed up. And I'll never support them. Their country. That's why I support democracy. Oh, but CB in there on and my little children are watching a movie if he hears up in the background. Hey, can you turn that down? I'm doing a live stream. But yeah. Like, I'll be honest, my little children are jerk. They won't listen to me when I ask them to fight me to turn stuff down. But they probably won't listen at all because they are brats. And they're a teenager. So yeah, now I get to the other scene.
Donate them for fundraising project of having a safe place like foster homes for people with autism.
And that's something from my fiance Val. But yeah. It's crazy. Being that we're about done with the episode anyway. But yeah.
My post-Mission Sunday moment. I've sang during the last year's Mission Sunday at Union Church of Manila.
That from my fiance Val. And here's our part from it. But yeah.
Dacalang Katapodan, Belberia cover. Written by Arnel DePano. Originally sung by Papuri singers. Performed for the offering number for Mission Sunday as part of the Missions and Benevolence activity at Union Church of Manila. Date recorded October 28, 2018.
And that was from my fiance Val. Right there. Now, because she and my fiance. Now, here the stuff that I have it here in my bag. I'm doing it all with one hand. And I'm doing my ring first, which did it wedding band for me. Snug. But yeah. I keep on dropping it. But here my wedding band for me, and it's a size 10. And here my fiance Vel wedding ring with it a diamond heart. If you have a look closely, and they're blue diamond, and it's silver, like right here. But yeah, it's size size of her finger, her ring finger. So yeah. But here mine. I had to get them from eBay or Amazon to be exact, because South Carolina, they don't sell size 10s or 8. So yeah, you have to order them online. But yeah. That my check with my wedding band, and these are my fiance wedding rings that I'll be putting on her finger on when we do the wedding. So yeah. Now I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope you find it educational. And I hope you guys are having a great Saturday night. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. And I hope you guys keep getting the word out there and support autistic people everywhere and keep on fighting for our rights. And I hope everybody enjoyed the video. And I hope you guys pass the video on to our people, get the word out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Signing out. Bye, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.